Alrighty folks, we're doing it vlog style. We're gonna check out the front garden and see what I got accomplished. It's been about 75 today, don't be mad, because it's been a lot of work. But we're gonna show you around. We actually have something to show now. We have flowers blooming. So, right here on my take on Home and Garden. Well, I'll tell you, it's been a beautiful morning. Here's the pothos trying to climb up the house, which I let it just a little bit, just so it can say hello. Here's some red petunias. And we got a little begonia from last year that made it with some new growth. I'm starting that ghost plant from a cutting. You've seen the angel wing begonia. Now she's just putting on new leaves. Look at this beaut. This is tall as me now. So I don't take off the old leaves until she gets her new ones. You can see some damaged ones. They'll come off soon. This planter Angela and I got right after we got married. We're just nuts about it. In that colored stone. I built all these balusters with a pineapple finial. Our geraniums are just popping because it's been nice. We got the sedum that just eats the sun for breakfast. Just glorious, and she is in bloom too. And the wisteria. And this is supposed to be a red dragon, but so far it's not red. It's still pretty. The croton makes it through the winter for the most part. Now some better than others. This one's really full. Some more compares to look at. You see the outside looks like the inside. I love fall. It's not because we don't have room. I just like fall. I've got the fountain cleaned out, but not quite fired up yet. I want to give it a coat of stain. But I didn't want to put off showing you something outside. We've been inside since October for Christmas, and then runs right into Easter. So here's our beautiful bicolor bougainvillea. And it's bicolor only in the sense that it's white and pink. And the pink gets darker at the outer edge of the leaf. Just a glorious little thing. And I have her, it's a her because it's pink, in a pot, because they will take over. And these are geranium cuttings into the second year. There's that brilliant orange. This one is, I call dreamsicle. Just nuts about it. Now here's another croton. You see little overwinter damage. Not bad. Take them old leaves off, anything broken, diseased. We don't have disease. I spray the copper spray, the bug spray. These are flax lily and a copper plant. Most people don't let them get this big. I like them to get big because they're so full of color. Now this is a desert rose and it's quadrupled since last year. And here's where you can, not that it's beautiful, there's nothing there. But this is where the sakuma bulbs are. And they go dormant. They need that dormant time, like a lot of bulbs. And when she comes out this spring, late spring, she'll be glorious. You know, you can see that in last year's video. Gotta have all the standards. Now the petunias gotta stay in the shade here because they will not last long, and no matter where you put them, they only last just to June typically. Anyway, here's my cut down palm planter, my palm stump planter. We have a spiderwort growing in there. Now here's the frangipani, and it's so funny looking. You guys that have it can relate. I got a new leaf right now on this whole beautiful thing. But she will be glorious this summer. And here's our angel trumpet. I call it a melon color. I think they called it a yellow. Now it's in the afternoon, so the sun just closes these beautiful big bells. I wish they were all the way open, but I'm going to put my hand up there to show you the size comparison. See? Look at this beautiful thing. Only a couple of bells right now. Now soon to come into her full glory, Queen's Wreath vine. Here's the first flower for spring. You see, it's just a cool plant. It's a real woody, looks like a shrub. I put her right by Hebby because they're both so glorious. And even though this Queen's Wreath vine, that's W-R-E-A-T-H, like Christmas wreath. Even though it's real woody, it spreads and climbs. Look at this. Look at her. She's a climber. She will take over if you let it. We got little bashful girl, which I don't know how we come up with that statue because none of the girls in my family are bashful. But I wanted to show you this sedum in the hanging basket. Just gorgeous. Plumbago bloomed all year, and this is the back side of the front bougainvillea. I only put this in 2 years ago. Now it's 9 feet tall. And I had to trim half of this away. And the one in front of it that you can hardly see because of the bougainvillea is the jatropha. Okay, we'll get in on that. it has its own beauty. These are amazing. They're a shrub-like or small tree if they're let go. They root underground like bamboo, and they will pop up all over the place if you let them. So you gotta watch it. It's semi-invasive, I would call it. I don't call them totally invasive, but they do grow underground with a heck of a root system. Before you know it, you can be in trouble. Now here's Butter. Come here, Butter. Little stinker. The butterflies are always out. I don't know where they go, but they don't leave. Now we're getting a glorious little, come here you little spark, get on the camera. Little begonia, kicking up again from last year. Now, the creme de la creme of the garden at this time of year, the orchid tree is just now kicking in, guys. Check it out. And she is gonna be in her full glory here in probably a week or 10 days. These are the early buds. This will get loaded up. I'm gonna take you around the front to see the bougainvillea, the way I incorporated it into our fence. And here is the coveted planter and plinth stand that we picked up last year that you see in our video. This Hetsy juniper blue I put in the minute we moved here, and she is just glorious, and she's taller than me and bigger than me. Bigger around. And here's the jasmine. This is just your green ground jasmine. It just got a trim, so it's got a couple of dry edges. But that I let spill over the wall for character, like this. Angela says, what'd we buy the black wall for? What? Plants have priority. If you lay down there, I'll let it grow over you. I'm not gonna take it all out. Now this is the Indian hawthorne. It does really good in the south, and she's in bloom. Just beautiful. Here is the bougainvillea, and I'm gonna do a pan, and I'm gonna do a 180. Look at the color and how full this year. She wants to go into the palms, into the Canary Island palm, and just make her presence known. Just an absolute wall of red. Hard to beat. And the kumquats are ripe. And they are sour. I leave them on as long as I can, so they can sweeten up. Here's the back, side garden, front. The pansies are in their glory because it's still cool nights, not too hot. They're the first things to go because they cannot take it here. And I've never had one make it through the summer. There's the variegated Schefflera. And a couple of geraniums again, 3 colors. I'm going to show you that one other color. This is Snow on the Mountain, and I got it taller than me here. Usually don't see it that tall. Just beautiful. It has to be in the shade here, or it can't make it. All these jades, I start from a baby and get them going. They're everywhere. I give them as gifts. Do your job, St. Michael. Keep going. Variegated Schefflera. Here's some snapdragons. They'll be blooming. Camellia. Pansies, look at these camellia down in here. They're just wonderful. They bloom once a year and they don't last long. So when they're out, they're just spectacular. Staghorn fern. Cutting from my buddy John. She is just growing like crazy. I'm going to have to move her because she will break that limb she's on off soon. Now here's a little polka dot plant that I'll start these too. You'll get the babies, you pull them up and move them, and they're really cute. They do well. There's your standard red. I know, I gotta do it. Oh, I can't believe it. Just as you're looking at your beautifuls, you do a little pruning. Oh my goodness. And this, guys, I love showing it. You gardeners, you recognize these leaves. These are mums. Now you would say, well, those are mums from last fall. No, these are mums from 4 or 5 years ago, fall. And if they're not in the super bright sun, eating it all day, you can prune these down and they will come back. And back and back and back. Now here's some more of my little starters I'll put in these little mini pots. Some more polka dot. Here in Florida, the oaks drop their leaves, so it's fall here. For most of the trees are oak. And the pines will shed their cones and needles. So you got a huge mess. And you can't keep up. Where you're gonna go for cute. Now here's that geranium I was talking about. You'll probably crack up. This color I call Grandma's lipstick. My grandma had some guts. She was a beautiful woman in her day, and just out of her day, she wore the super bright lipstick. That's almost telling on myself, isn't it? Come on, you guys, I know you can relate. Now here's the English side coming out. I love just putting a garden plate, just a silly little duck, in your garden and make every turn and corner different to make it fun. Okay, here's worn down David. He is really weathered down. And Neptune, he's got a little weathering patina on him. And here's our tunnel through paradise. You see, we're still a little crispy and crunchy, but we're getting a few flowers on. So folks, hopefully you liked our informative, beautiful garden tour today, and get inspired to get your flowers on. Get your garden going, and blessings all around. See you on Instagram, and send over your best subscribers. Why your best? Because that's what we have here. Just the best. Right here on my take on Home and Garden. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next over the top wonderful video.